Today's clip is brought to you by our best friends over at Super 6. And guys, it's not been one in a while. We need a winner. It's been too long since someone's won that £250,000. Could that be you? Well, all you got to do is simply download Super 6 using the link in the description down below and use the code PTCHS6. Join our mini league. Okay, as I said, if you correctly guess 6 results and the scorelines, you have a free shot at winning £250,000. If you correctly guess them, you will win the £250,000. However, if you don't quite get all 6, but you do win that round in our mini league, the Pitch Side mini league, you will win a £100 classic football shirt voucher. So there's loads of things to be won. As I said, sign up now. We need a winner. It's been too long. Use the link in the description down below and use PTCHS6 to join our Pitch Side mini league. As I said, it is completely free to play. All you got to do is submit your results on the app, submit your golden goal, and there you go. You have a free shot at winning £250,000. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Give us a 5-star rating. It massively helps us out. Enjoy.
Now, this is the first time we're recording since Arsenal got dicked down by Manchester City. 4-1 was the final score.
It was embarrassing.
It weren't great.
Love to see it.
It was arguably inevitable. Now, I'm getting a lot of shit online.
You deserve it.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
Okay, what are you getting
Arsenal,
shit for? You've been saying every week, oh my God, we're actually going to win the league. We're doing it. We're winning it.
Yeah, we actually still might. Everyone keeps saying Arsenal have bottled it, but it's actually not the case. What's happened is, we might have bottled a couple of games, we didn't lose them, but we haven't bottled the league because you're forgetting that this Manchester City side might be the greatest footballing side to ever have graced the Premier League. Okay, now, we're the only team who has actually gone toe-to-toe with them this season.
You were 8 points clear, played a relegation bottom of the league Southampton, which you dropped points. You dropped points to the bottom of the league Everton.
But there are so many teams in the past that have been like 14
when it comes down to crunch
Liverpool.
Time, when it comes down to crunch time, Arteta has history of bottling it. Last year, top 4. All you had to do was get a point at our ground and you folded like a deck chair.
Won an FA Cup though.
Even before that, they lost to Newcastle.
You lost to Olympiacos at home in the Europa League. This year, all I keep hearing is bigger fish to fry. I'm waiting to see this piranha.
You're forgetting as well that no one expected Arsenal to even finish top 6 this season. We've got the youngest team in the Premier League. The fact, all we've done this season is overachieved.
No,
and you want to hate on the youngest team, an inexperienced side in the Premier League. You've gone toe to toe with arguably the best Premier League side ever to have graced the Premier League.
Would you have won that league?
But we don't. But that's what I'm saying is, you keep calling Arsenal bottle jobs, but actually what you should be saying is, wow, what an impressive season they've had.
All I'm saying is, if you took that point in the season and blanked out the names and just showed like this team's this many points ahead with this many games left and these are the teams and this is how it ended up, you'd say that team's bottled it.
Life don't work like that, mate. You can't just blank out the names.
But that is what happened.
No, but you're forgetting that Arsenal are an inexperienced side. So at some point they were going to drop points. It's just so happened that they've dropped points in a very vital part of the league.
I don't know if it's just the season. I look at the cups as well. Okay, you lost at home to Brighton.
We went out of Europe smartly to try and concentrate on the league.
Jesus Christ. You lost at home to Brighton in the League Cup.
Yeah,
Man City,
is that embarrassing?
Let's go to before that. Arteta, you lost at home to Olympiacos. Arteta's reign, when it comes down to crunch time, he just folds.
So, I'm confused. Are you saying Arteta's not a good manager?
I'm not saying he's not a good manager. I just think when it comes down to crunch time, he bottles it. And there's evidence to back that up. The style of football you play, right? You've been probably the best team to watch in the league this year. So he's a good manager. He just lacks that experience when it comes down to crunch time. Pep's got that experience. Because when Man City go to the last 15 games, I think they've lost 3 of their last 40 games when it comes down to crunch time. Look at them this season, winning today against Fulham. That's a great result for them. Now they go against West Ham. If they beat West Ham, they're 4 points clear. Meanwhile, you lot, concede 3 goals at home to Southampton. Theo Walcott, who's 33?
Some boy.
Yeah, some boy.
Everton away. Liverpool away. West Ham away. That's crunch time. That's where you need someone on the pitch to galvanise and say, we're not losing. That's why you need a Vieira, a King, a Gerrard.
But we were in the process of rebuilding.
Okay, what's the aim of a process?
Huh?
What is the aim of a process to win a league title?
Yeah, and think how...
So you're 4 years into the process in November and have won an FA Cup that he won in his first season.
Yeah, but how quick are you expecting him to win the league?
Okay, what did Jurgen Klopp do in his first 4 years?
That's so different.
He didn't win the league.
I'm just naming managers. Right? Just managers.
He didn't win the league.
Yeah, but he won trophies.
So Arsenal won an FA Cup.
But it's a completely different project, isn't it, in terms of...
Arsenal
You're not
building
expecting them to be in a title race after 600 million spent or whatever it is.
But I don't think anyone's expected
nearly 4
Arsenal to be in a
years.
title race this
No,
season.
they weren't expected to be in a title race. I think it's harsh to... For a team that 99% of people said weren't going to finish in the top 4, just because they've overperformed and have put themselves in a title race, it's harsh to then call them bottlers when they probably weren't ready for it anyway.
No.
They just overachieved. Don't get me wrong, the Southampton, the West Ham results really bad. Liverpool was different. Liverpool on their day.
Brentford.
No, but Everton was another one. Dyche had just come in. It was it was away from home,
yeah.
and they've recovered from that. But people are also forgetting the games against Bournemouth when they came back. The amount of games they've come back this season and shown
Villa as well,
resilience,
Jorginho.
shown the resilience to do that. Okay, yeah, when shit's hit the fan in recent weeks. West Ham, Southampton. I don't count the Liverpool one. Liverpool can do that to anyone on their day.
It's a good result of where...
And they actually should have beat you, but
absolutely shameless, you know that.
But those two games, Southampton and West Ham, were bad. But what disappointed me the most was the other night was pathetic. It was men against boys.
They were just passengers.
And don't get me wrong, City can do that to everyone, but it was the lack of... Like from the get-go, you could just like Pep was amped up when they got the first goal. Stones, City were just like, and this is a team who's won everything, and Arsenal were just like a shell.
I think they'd gone into the game thinking they'd lost already.
Yeah,
and it also, I think as well, the difference with the Arsenal side is that our first 11 is good, but when it to win a league title, you need that squad depth. And when you lose a player like Saliba, I don't think everyone realised
that's
how big of an impact that would have had on this season. I think with Saliba, the results against West Ham and Southampton are very, very different.
You know, they can take off Stones and bring in Diaz or bring in Laporte.
Yeah.
You take out Saliba and you've got Holdini.
It's not ideal, if I'm being honest. But what it does show is that Arsenal are doing everything the correct way, and I think you're already looking at the likes of United and other teams who are looking at how Arsenal are conducting themselves and building for the future. And I think this is going to be the way a lot of clubs are actually going to start to do it. And I think you're already seeing that.
So next season, what would you realistically expect from Arsenal?
Champions League and a trophy.
Okay, so let's say you finish a third in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
that's a successful season
for sure.
When
next season?
What, third in an FA Cup?
I think if you have to look,
surely not.
You got to go third.
Second in an FA Cup.
You got to go somewhere.
No, surely the game next year is to win the league after you've got the experience of a title race this year. You'll reinvest in the summer, possibly Declan Rice. I think the owners will back Arteta because he's proven.
If we can invest and build that depth,
plus you want to go, somewhat in the Champions League. Maybe quarters, semis.
I'm also not used to having Champions League. It's been quite a while here.
Surely, yeah, but again, don't...
But you have to understand, as an Arsenal fan...
No, don't stop that.
No, we have. We've endured a lot.
You're one of the most successful clubs in England.
No, recent years...
Throughout your life, you've won league titles. You've won every cup competition going other than the Champions League, which you should have won.
I've seen West Brom win more trophies than Tottenham.
Or you've got...
But you got to think about, as an Arsenal fan, we are so used to Arsenal being Arsenal.
In the last 10 years.
2 decades.
Well, how many FA Cups have you won?
Yeah, we've
won 4 in the last 10 years.
Yeah, like stop making out like you're this small or little Arsenal. Like you should,
me club.
You should be challenging for titles. Your goals next year should be to win the league.
I agree. Go for the title.
Come on, man, we can do it then. All right.
I don't think you will, but it should be.
At what point?
I could see Arsenal being in a top 4 race next year.
At what point does it get in the Premier League where we have to nerf Manchester City?
No. Well, while Pep's here, it's done.
You need to just buy experience. Players, Zinchenko, okay.
You say that though, but he's been there and done it with City.
I'm not a huge fan of Zinchenko. I think he's just a passion merchant. No,
he's good, man.
I think you just think all this come together, guys. Like he's trying to herd the cattle.
No, he's a good player.
I'm not a fan. He's really good.
No other team in the league calls it an inverted fullback. Carlo Ancelotti don't do it in Madrid when Camavinga's playing
Liverpool.
there. Inter Milan don't do it.
Manchester City.
Liverpool.
John Stones.
Liverpool and...
Stones is a very rare centre mid playing DM, but he actually plays there.
No,
Zinchenko is left wing, centre mid, left back, centre back.
Yeah, but it's worked all year.
Look at Trent. Trent's got the most assists in April.
Well, no, because the issue the other night was... It was the game when Vieira played. Southampton won it.
Yeah.
Vieira just
That was the lack of squad depth again.
Well, yeah, if you would have had Xhaka, that's probably a different game.
Why has he not played Trossard as much? He won Player of the Month in March and he hasn't started a game since.
It's because it's hard to drop the likes of Saka and Martinelli.
It's like it's rotating them. Like Saka looks burnt out.
Every time
he looks
Trossard
mentally
comes on,
burnt out.
He does very, very well. He does very, very well. I will say, I think a key factor, not just losing Saliba, but with Arsenal over the last few games, is the form of Thomas Partey. I think he's really dropped off a little bit, especially over the last 4 games. He's been
passenger at sea.
Yeah.
He's actually been quite poor, which is annoying because he's been one of our better players this season. And is that just the season's got the better of him? Is he dropped off in terms of tide? Has he switched off? Who knows?
I'll never forgive him for that strike he did against...
that was whoever shouted shoot. Someone shouted shoot in a crowd, and he's heard it.
He scored a worldie against us.
I hate when players do that. They're like 30, 40 yards out, and you need a goal.
Yeah,
put it in the box.
And it's like, oh fuck it. Like company goals are like 1 in a million. Stop it. Get the ball wide.
Yeah, but then again, that's probably a lack of experience. Perhaps.
I don't know, mate. He's played football all his life. He's played in.
He's one of the league's hard.
Yeah, like, that's just sometimes players are thick. Yeah.